Hello everyone. This is an account of my journey to Sierra Leone and my time spent there helping the Waterloo Hospital. On the first Sunday, a group of us went back to River Number 2. Even though Eric is from the Philippines, he surprisingly does not know how to swim. And so I went out for the whole day we were there and helped to teach him how to swim. It was a very fun experience. We took the long way back through Freetown and had to stop here to get some food on the way back. These are pictures from the second week of the 2-week religious campaign. On the day I went, they talked about the Catholic Church and the Mark of the Beast. I thought it would be interesting to ask the pastor if any Catholics would be in heaven, but I didn't do that. And this next picture is a prime example of scabies, which I contracted. There's a medical cream to treat it, and I had to wrap my arm once so that I wouldn't get it all over my bed before I went to sleep. I helped film 2 music videos this week. The first one was at Kent Beach, which I think River Number 2 is better, but it was still a cool beach to go to. You'll see behind the scenes footage on here, but I plan to post the actual music video on my channel later. The beach wasn't far from the road, but seemed surprisingly off the beaten path. Right next to a poor fishing village, kind of like Toke Beach in one of my previous videos. The second music video was filmed right at the hospital, and here we see Eric dancing to Tell God Tanky. And he's still dancing. And he's still dancing. Some of the staff wanted to be part of the music video as well. So here's some behind the scenes footage of some clips from the staff part of it. The people here love music, but they can't stay on key to save their life. They make up for it in volume though, and that usually helps. A little bit, sometimes. Here we have a ton of catheters that I had to organize, and the next clip is of a spider that is the biggest one I've seen yet. It looks smaller than it was in real life, and I would say it was in between the size of the top of a soda can and the palm of my hand. Most of the work I did throughout these 2 weeks was sweeping out the store. As you can see, there is a ton of dirt and dust in the store, and it took quite a while, but I finally got it done, and it looks so much better now. And here's the inventory store, basically done except for that pile of garbage in the middle. On Saturday, I don't think there was any Wi-Fi or electricity, and as you can see, there was no water either, so I had to go pump some for my shower. That was a local who was surprisingly good at singing, which is why I have a video of it. And here are the people who have been here for 2 weeks in charge of the campaign. twin sisters who are really good at singing, and the pastor and his wife. There was a really good turnout for church, which was kind of the finale of the religious campaign, and the people up front here are all the people who are going to get baptized. On Saturday afternoon, we ascended Mount Aaron, which is more of a hill than a mountain. Eric was skinny enough to fit through the gate, but I wasn't, so we had to go around and take the long way. You can see Mount Aaron there in the distance, and because it had just rained, we were completely drenched when we got to the top after trekking through all this tall grass and rainforest. As you can see, Eric just disappears because the forest is so thick. As I was hiking on this trail, I was thinking Uncle Sean and my mom are probably pretty jealous of how cool this rainforest and trail is. As you'll see, I only have one picture of us going down because it was nearing sunset and we had gotten lost. So I didn't want to risk being out in the rainforest in the dark. There aren't any dangerous animals, but it still would have been a bad situation. And here we are at the top. What a great view. I definitely want to do this more often on other Saturdays, but probably with people who know the trails better. There's that one picture I was talking about. And on Sunday evening, we had a ceremony for Eric, who would be leaving this hospital permanently in the next few days.
This song is to remind 29:11. The Lord says, "For I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope in the future." Indeed, the Lord has wonderful plans for me and for each of you.
That second clip was the last morning worship Eric was in charge of, and we just sang songs the whole time. Then we have the last pictures with me and Eric's send off to the airport. Eric's such a great and fun-loving guy, and I hope I get to see him before, as the song says, we all get to heaven. I'll be posting a video to my channel that Eric made for his ceremony so that you can get an idea of who he is and what he did in the hospital here in Sierra Leone. And there he goes, back to his home in the Philippines, and he said that his next missionary destination is to Nepal, which should be very interesting. Eric left quite the mess here, as you can see, so I took it upon myself to clean his apartment, especially considering that I think I'll be moving in here. His bed seems a lot more comfy than mine. I think Eric would rather coexist with his spiders than kill them, which is why there are a lot more in his apartment than in mine. There are also a lot more cockroaches. I managed to find 5, though 2 were dead. I killed the other 3 with some bug spray that I found, but it took a ton of spray to kill them because these guys are really tough. The other 2 were under a cupboard behind some boxes, and I could literally hear them trying to escape, which was super creepy. It sounded like there were a lot more of them than there were, but it turns out that there were, because later I found one of them that was dead in the corner, as you can see. This apartment not only has a stove, it has an oven as well, but I learned that the oven does not work. After doing some mechanical investigation and using a kitchen knife as a screwdriver, I found out that it looks like the ignition switch for igniting the gas was either removed or not included in the oven. I wasn't about to give up though, and came up with my own solution. The oven is officially operational. I was wondering why there was so much mouse poop when I hardly see any mice, but then I realized it was gecko poop, which makes me not like these little guys so much. I found some of this matinol chocolate drink in Eric's room, but it was a bit bitter, kind of like a dark chocolate flavor. After adding some cream and sugar though, it tasted just right. I dedicated a couple work days into finishing cleaning this room so that it would be done before the weekend came. But on Friday, I had forgotten to eat all day after a meager breakfast, so this is me chowing down on some bread. And speaking of eating, here's my Thanksgiving dinner. Compared to what I usually eat here, it seemed pretty fancy. But compared to what the rest of my family was eating, it was pretty pathetic. Oh, how I do miss that chocolate roll.